5 individuals have recently admitted guilt in a significant case involving North Korean cyber operations. Their actions allegedly facilitated the regime's ability to infiltrate over 136 companies in the U.S., raising serious concerns about cybersecurity and international sanctions. On November 15, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice revealed that these defendants participated in a scheme to enable North Korean IT workers to fraudulently secure jobs at American firms. This operation ran from September 2019 until November 2022, with several of the accused even providing physical support by hosting company laptops and helping workers pass employer vetting processes. Next, we'll explore the details of this case, including the roles of the individuals involved and the broader implications for cybersecurity. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. On November 15, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice detailed the extent of fraudulent activities linked to North Korean IT worker schemes, revealing a troubling timeline of events. Between September 2019 and November 2022, 3 defendants, Audricus Phagnasay, Jason Salazar, and Alexander Paul Travis, collaborated to facilitate the employment of North Korean IT workers in the U.S. by unlawfully using their identities. Their actions included hosting company-issued laptops in their homes and installing unauthorized software to create the illusion of remote work. In a notable twist, Travis, an active-duty member of the U.S. Army, was compensated significantly for his role, receiving over $51,000, while his co-conspirators earned considerably less. Oleksandr Didenko's activities expanded the scheme's reach, as he was found to have operated a website that sold stolen identities to overseas IT workers, enabling them to secure positions at 40 U.S. companies. His operation included managing numerous proxy identities and establishing multiple laptop farms, which facilitated the fraudulent employment of IT workers across the country. Erick Ntekereze Prince also played a pivotal role in this network by running a company that supplied certified IT workers, reportedly generating over $89,000 through his involvement. His operations, along with those of the other defendants, contributed to a staggering total of over $2.2 million in revenue for the North Korean regime, while compromising the identities of more than 18 U.S. citizens. The ramifications of these guilty pleas extend beyond individual accountability. They highlight a broader strategy by North Korea to exploit international systems for financial gain. The U.S. government has responded with increased scrutiny and enforcement actions, including recent sanctions against individuals and entities associated with North Korea's financial operations. The timeline of these events underscores a persistent and sophisticated effort by North Korea to leverage cyber capabilities and illicit activities to support its regime, raising alarms about the vulnerabilities within international cybersecurity frameworks. The recent guilty pleas from 5 individuals involved in North Korean cybercrime have significant implications for U.S. companies and individuals. As these defendants facilitated the fraudulent employment of North Korean IT workers, the repercussions extend beyond legal accountability, impacting the broader landscape of cybersecurity and corporate integrity in the United States. U.S. companies that unknowingly employed these fraudulent workers face potential reputational damage and financial losses. The infiltration of over 136 firms not only raises questions about their hiring practices but also highlights vulnerabilities in their cybersecurity protocols. Companies may now need to reassess their identity verification processes, particularly when engaging remote workers, to prevent similar breaches in the future. Moreover, the actions of these individuals have drawn attention to the potential for increased regulatory scrutiny. The U.S. government is likely to implement stricter enforcement of existing sanctions against North Korea, which may include heightened monitoring of companies involved in international hiring. This could lead to additional compliance costs and operational changes for businesses that rely on a global workforce. In addition to corporate implications, there are personal consequences for individuals affected by identity theft in this scheme. Over 18 U.S. citizens had their identities compromised, which can lead to long-term issues such as credit fraud and personal distress. Victims may find themselves facing a lengthy process to restore their identities and rectify any financial damage incurred as a result of this cybercrime. Furthermore, the financial gains from these fraudulent operations, amounting to over $2.2 million for the North Korean regime, underscore the seriousness of the situation. The U.S. government's efforts to trace and seize illicit cryptocurrency linked to these activities reflect a growing recognition of the need to combat financial networks that support cybercrime. Increased collaboration between law enforcement agencies and private sector cybersecurity firms may be necessary to effectively disrupt these operations. Overall, the consequences of this case extend far beyond the courtroom, prompting a critical evaluation of cybersecurity practices, regulatory frameworks, and the ongoing battle against international cyber threats. Companies and individuals alike must remain vigilant as the landscape of cybercrime continues to evolve. As investigations continue, the U.S. Department of Justice is expanding its focus beyond the recent guilty pleas to address the broader implications of North Korean cybercrime. Authorities are actively working to dismantle the complex networks that support these illicit activities, which have been intricately linked to the regime's financing of its nuclear program. In addition to the ongoing legal proceedings against the 5 defendants, U.S. officials are enhancing collaboration with international partners to track and disrupt the flow of funds associated with these cyber operations. This includes efforts to monitor and combat the laundering of stolen cryptocurrency, which is believed to be a significant revenue source for North Korea. Furthermore, the FBI is intensifying its efforts to trace and seize virtual currencies connected to these fraudulent activities. With civil complaints filed to forfeit over $15 million in seized cryptocurrency, the agency aims to cut off the financial lifelines that sustain North Korea's cybercrime operations. The U.S. Treasury Department's recent sanctions against individuals and entities within North Korea's financial network reflect a strategic approach to target not just the perpetrators but also the infrastructure that enables their schemes. These actions signal a commitment to holding accountable those who facilitate or profit from North Korean cyber operations. Looking ahead, experts suggest that the U.S. may implement more stringent cybersecurity measures for companies at risk of infiltration. This could include enhanced vetting processes for remote workers and increased awareness training for employees to mitigate the risk of identity theft and fraud. As these investigations evolve, the international community remains vigilant, recognizing the need for a coordinated response to counteract the threats posed by state-sponsored cybercrime. The outcome of these actions could set a precedent for how nations respond to similar threats in an increasingly interconnected digital landscape. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.